Perry Saturn, can I get a word with you quickly? Madeja.
Help me.
We move on to the Retribution. Oh, this is getting bad. Man, this is getting so bad. It's getting much worse than I thought it was going to.
I want to go back to XWF. I never thought I would say that.
And you said XWF was fucking the worst thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, this has topped it.
Well, maybe one day I could find something worse than this. I don't know. But
why? Why would you want to ever find something worse than this? Why do you want to keep topping yourself?
I don't know.
Why? No, I'm genuinely, like, why? Like, why?
I don't know. Because it's fun, Austin. That's why.
I fucking hate Murky D. That's all I'm gonna say.
I need to actually look at what he's been uploading recently, but fucking.
You really don't.
I subscribe to him. But
of course you do.
You should sub to him as well, Austin.
No.
So, yeah, we just got done watching WWA Retribution. This was from, I believe it said December 2nd, 2002. I think is what it said.
Some fucking time, bro.
I know it was December 2002. So this took place about a good 6-7 months after the last pay-per-view, which was the Eruption that we just talked about. And, yeah, so Scott Steiner was gone. He was in WWE by this point, and so they vacated the world title. And, yeah, we started off the show with the new commissioner, Mike Sanders. So Sid Vicious was only on Eruption. And it ended with him fucking threatening Scott Steiner like they were gonna fucking have a match. And then they both fucking left the company.
See why I'm saying this is bad? You see why I'm saying, at least with XWF, they fucking had, like, people that were there consistently. At least their commissioners, as bad as they were, fucking, at least they were there every fucking episode.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta give fucking Sable props for that, Austin. At least
I'm never gonna give her props, but like, still, like, it's just, man, like, why?
So we see Andrew McManus, who is the creator of WWA. He's sitting with Mike Sanders, and we see Mike Sanders signing a contract, and then they shake hands and tells him, McManus tells Mike Sanders that he's the new commissioner of the WWA. And if you're wondering, did they explain what happened to Sid Vicious? No.
No!
Did they... What did he just say with so much anger?
Because it's the same fucking thing. Like, this is the worst. At least with the other fucking, pay-per-views, what the fuck ever, what have you, it was fucking funny bad. This is just bad. This was fucking terrible. It was ass.
It was. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it was terrible.
Like there was no redeemable quality about this fucking show. It was terrible. There was nothing. There's barely anything to laugh at. Like I was so fucking frustrated during these matches because not only this, keep in mind, this is 6 months apart. 6 months apart from the last show. The same fucking matches were happening.
Yeah.
There's nothing different. There's nothing different because I just don't understand, bro. AJ Styles is gone apparently.
Yeah.
He's just fucking disappeared.
Fucking, yeah, he was cruiserweight champion too.
They can't even fucking afford a goddamn ring announcer. It's fucking, it's embarrassing. Like, it's embarrassing, bro.
Jeremy Borash didn't think so.
Of course he didn't. Of course he ate all this shit up. He thought this was like WrestleMania, bro.
Well, they were in Scotland.
No, you can't tell me otherwise. You really can't tell me fucking otherwise, because why else would he be so hyped at the fucking beginning? Because you're forgetting about that, because he was fucking hyped. He was like, oh, welcome everybody to WWA Retribution, or what the fuck ever, bro. I don't even care. Like, there's... I shouldn't care, because obviously the fucking people who did this didn't care. The wrestlers didn't care. The wrestlers didn't give a flying fuck.
Not to mention, the quality was atrocious. I don't know what happened. It hurt my
eyes to watch.
I don't know what happened in 6 months, but this looked like it went from looking shitty as hell last time to somehow looking like 10 times more shit. I don't know how they keep getting worse every pay-per-view, like with the quality, and the fucking commentary was like at some points just cutting out. Like, it was just so bad, bro. Everything was bad. Top to bottom, everything was so terrible.
You don't say. You don't say.
Oh my fucking god. Well, fucking... So, we start off the show with Jeremy Borash doing the ring announcing, of course. And fucking... He introduces the... was this when he fucking... Oh wait, no, he didn't start off the show. Because fucking, we started off with a match. That's right. Because before even introducing the new commissioner or anything, oh, here comes from. Oh my god, from 40,000 leagues below the sea, here comes Shark Boy, and Shark Boy comes out, and then. They're like, oh, and his opponent, Frankie, the future Kazarian. And fucking Kazarian comes out with a fucking ponytail, and it says, like, the future on his trunks. And so we get this fucking match between Shark Boy and Kazarian, because why not? And fucking, so... we have this match, and we're sitting here watching this. And also, I should mention, Disco Inferno had an entrance, and he was dancing, and it looked cursed. But so Disco Inferno is the first commentator to actually be a commentator for more than one show, I might add. And so we get this match, and me and Austin are watching it, and we're trying to, like, decipher, like, who the fuck is supposed to be the heel and who the fuck is supposed to be the face. Apparently Shark Boy was the face, but fucking we couldn't tell. And apparently Kazarian's whole moveset, or his gimmick, whatever, was based on Back to the Future. Because they kept calling his move Back to the Future and the flux capacitor and all this fucking shit. This match was short too. This match was only like maybe 2-3 minutes. It really was not that long. And then Shark Boy fucking won with his finisher. And as soon as Shark Boy won and got out of the ring, Jeremy Borash was like, "Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the new commissioner of WWE." Do you think, like, at this point in time, Austin, like, do you think the people watching that were, like, paying for these pay-per-views and watching this, like, do you think they were getting tired of them saying, "and the new commissioner," every fucking pay-per-view? Like, do you think people
Probably.
at home were wondering why all their commissioners kept leaving?
I would fucking assume so. But what do I know? I'm not Jeremy Borash. So, you know, if fucking Jeremy Borash had saying, "Oh no, it's fine. New commissioner every show, let's go," you know? Yeah, it's fuck me, you know.
So he he introduces the new commissioner, Mike Sanders, and so Mike Sanders gets a whole entrance. He's wearing this like leather outfit, and fucking on commentary they point out that he used to be a commissioner in WCW, and he was the leader of the Natural Born Thrillers.
You know what I'm curious about? And you know, I never thought I would fucking say this, but his presence, both of these men's presence were missed. Where the fuck was both Devon Storm and the Funkster?
I couldn't tell you. I'm wondering, because of something that happened later in the show, I'm wondering if he went to TNA. I don't know, though. Or at NWA at the time, it was called, in 2002. But, so, Mike Sanders starts cutting this promo. It was a terrible fucking promo, by the way. Do you want to tell him what he said in the promo?
He asked if somebody was gonna have intercourse with Disco Inferno.
Oh my god. Fucking, oh my god. He kept like making fun of Disco Inferno for some reason and saying Disco Inferno was like the worst wrestler on the planet, and was fucking saying that things were gonna change in the WWA with him as commissioner and shit. And fucking it's like, bro, it's changing, alright. It's getting worse, if you consider that a fucking change. But so he's doing this promo about the matches that are happening tonight and how Andrew McManus gave him the power to be commissioner. And while he's talking, all of a sudden this random ass person comes out, and me and Austin have no fucking idea who this person is. Apparently he looks like a drugged out Al Snow, but his name is apparently Joe E. Legend, is his name. And he comes out, and he gets in Mike Sanders' face, and he's taunting the crowd, and he does this thing where he says, "No, no, no," and then the crowd says, "Yes, yes, yes," and he says, "No, no, no," and the crowd says, "Yes, yes,
And I want to die, die, die.
Oh my god. And so fucking he starts talking about because Mike Sanders announces that the main event is gonna be Lex Luger versus fucking Sting for the vacated WWA championship, because Scott Steiner got signed to WWE, so he had to vacate the title. And so so Joey Legend is talking about, oh, it's bullshit how Lex Luger and Sting get to compete for the world title when I'm the best talent in the WWA. This was his debut, by the way. And he was saying, I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world. I'm one of the best wrestlers from Canada and all this shit. And fucking then Mike Sanders starts making fun of him and gets in his face, and then Joe E. Legend starts saying, oh, you better get out of my face, and if you get in my face one more time, I'm gonna knock you out, or whatever. And then Mike Sanders is like, he's like, hold on, I got something in my pocket for you, and then he pulls his hand out and flips him off, and fucking, that was pretty much fucking that, for now anyway. But what I wanted to do real quick, Austin, is so I found this this little website. It's called WrestleCrap, the very worst of pro wrestling.
Oh, that just doesn't sound great.
And a couple of the
PNG,
a couple of the PNGs they have on their logo here is Giant Gonzalez and Bastion Booger, just to name a few.
It's okay.
So
I know about the website only because of fucking Kazarni, because Kazarni's on that website.
So, it turns out that Mr. Joe E. Legend was in the WWF prior to the WWA, and his gimmick was called Just Joe. Now, it says here, if only this gimmick were just a rumor. Do you want to know about the Just Joe gimmick?
Just go ahead and let me know.
Things were looking up for Joe E. Legend in the year 2000, with his former stablemates Edge and Christian launching themselves into superstardom. The indie veteran must have had high hopes for his career when he signed a WWF contract. An on-screen reunion with his buddies E and C wasn't in the cards, though, so Joe had to strike out on his own and make an impact with an original gimmick. A few disagreements with WWF creative later, and Legend was introduced to the world as Just Joe, not the perfect gimmick, but one that just went to show you that when life gives you lemons, half-heartedly pelt an undercard wrestler with them and blame it on another undercard wrestler so they'll wrestle each other on your promotion's C show. Before his inauspicious debut in the company, Legend had a number of ideas for characters that he could play in the WWF. For instance, he pitched a gimmick that would see him cut his hair short and chastise the audience for being immoral, then feud with the Godfather. Vince didn't go for it at first, but then he had Stevie Richards do the exact same thing with Right to Censor. If a WWE writer ever blatantly stole a wrestler's idea like that these days, Brodus Clay would probably induct him into his Hall of Pain. Another one of Joe E.'s ideas was to be a cult leader of sorts who would claim he was just the messenger. Creative seized on this and put it on TV, except instead of being a cult leader, he was now just some guy who spread rumors and said, "Don't shoot the messenger." At least he didn't propose going on a winning streak. He might have ended up with Midian's gimmick. Joe's whole gimmick was to be a glorified plot device, instigating trouble between random wrestlers and setting up matches on Sunday Night Heat, because back in 2000, even the C Show needed a storyline explanation for each match. This, of course, was before WWE produced 8 hours of in-ring TV a week. Every week, Joe would spread some rumor or another between wrestlers backstage, so they would challenge one another to a match, which would somehow get booked and put in the ring within a half an hour. The best thing that can be said about Just Joe's backstage segments is that his performances were often realistic, painfully realistic, When's the last time you heard anyone on TV stammer like this? Wait, does it have actual audio that can play? Hold on a second. Hold on, let me see if it actually does. No, it's not. It doesn't work.
Jesus.
I mean, it would also have been realistic to show Mumbly Joe here brushing his teeth once in a while, but that wouldn't have made for good TV either. The one thing the sport of professional wrestling was missing, apparently, was a wrestler who not only tried to avoid direct confrontation at all costs, but who also almost always succeeded at it. Not that there's anything wrong with a chicken shit heel in wrestling, as long as there's a payoff that sees him get beaten down in glorious fashion. Not so with Just Joe, who rarely saw action at all in the ring. Just Joe was forgettable seemingly by design, starting with his name. He wasn't G.I. Joe, or Samoa Joe, or even Samoan Joe. He was just Joe. Now, even the name Just Joe would at least have been original, but the way he was presented was so inconsistent that most of the time he wasn't even Just Joe, but, well, Just Joe. Don't think this is nitpicking. There's an important difference between Just Joe and Just Joe. Capitalization matters. Why take a look at this innocuous sentence with perfect capitalization. I helped my Uncle Jack off. I helped my Uncle Jack off a horse. Now imagine that sentence without the proper capital letter. You see where I'm going with this, right? You'll end up with, I helped my Uncle Jack off a horse. I should always be capitalized, and you'll look silly if it isn't, you goof. So which was it, Joe or Just Joe? The ring announcers kept introducing him as Just Joe. The entrance graphics always said Joe. The announcers would waffle back and forth between Joe and Just Joe. So did the other wrestlers. Nobody seemed to know what precisely his official name was, which wasn't exactly a show of confidence for Joe on the WWF's part. Nor did anyone get the feeling that the WWF saw any potential in Joe based on his Titantron, which, for the record, called him Joe, just Joe. Not only did it consist of almost entirely of still images, but all of said still images were of him just talking backstage. Even David Flair got some posing in for his Titantron. The speech bubbles in his Titantron video didn't even line up with his mouth. His ring gear was pretty shabby too, looking as if he had swiped a spare singlet from Mini Vader's bags. But it's not fair to judge Just Joe by his in-ring presentation when the bulk of his WWF career was spent in tedious backstage skits, into which again Joe always put forth a Herculean effort. I don't mean the mythological Hercules, of course, but Hercules Hernandez, who cared so much for his job by 1992 that he sold Sid Justice's offense thusly, and he put a clip where Hercules Hernandez sandbagged Sid Justice. When Joe apologized to the wrestlers for barging in, it was almost as if he wasn't acting at all, but genuinely did not want to be there. His dream of a career in the big time having been crumpled and discarded like a $1 bill, but more on that later. Just Joe's reign of terror backstage would claim victim after victim, pitting the likes of Kai and Tai against Sergeant Slaughter over the reason they fought was over the superiority of the Japanese educational system. Chaz and D'Lo Brown against TNA over Albert's chest hair and Test's inability to tell a wrist lock from a wristwatch. Gorilla Monsoon was apparently a member of Lowdown. What? Lowdown again, this time against Al Snow over his mannequin head, and Perry Saturn, who we'll be talking about in a bit, against Gangrel over the vampire's alleged cross-eyed freak comments. The only other way to have this kind of puppet master-like control over these superstars would have been to buy up their action figures from the bargain bins at Walmart. Normally, Joe would spread some made-up gossip about what the boys in the back were saying. Once, however, Joe stumbled upon some real heat between wrestlers, catching Midian calling Dean Malenko as useless as a crumpled-up dollar bill. No, let me rephrase that. He called his crumpled-up dollar bill as useless as Dean Malenko. Now, there's an expression that needs to be brought back. Example: the WWE app and Dean Malenko are a lot alike. They're both useless. When Joe confronted Dean about his name being used as shorthand for technically worth $1, but still unable to buy a Snickers with, the ladies' man would have none of it, challenging Joe to a match, which was ambiguously contracted. Which, as an ambiguously contracted WWF talent, Joe was obligated to accept, maybe. Nobody really knew whether he even worked for the company or not. It figured that the one time Joe was telling the truth, no one believed him. It's like that time on A Pup Named Scooby-Doo when Freddy promised not to blame Red Herring, and it turned out to be the one time Red Herring really was behind the mystery. Or it's like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, whichever you find more relatable. Whatever the case, Dean finally taught the conniving Joe a lesson by pinning his shoulders to the mat with a roll-up. Undeterred by his technically sound defeat at the hands and butt of Malenko, Joe finally got his moment in the spotlight, meddling in the main story at the time, the Hunter-Stephanie-Kurt love triangle. Triple H threatened that if Joe was screwing him around, it would be the last thing he would ever do. He was screwing him around, and it was pretty much the last thing he ever did, but that may have been just a coincidence. After an uneventful few months of working with the Mean Street Posse, teaming with Funaki on Heat and Jacked, and jobbing to the Brooklyn Brawler, Just Joe parted ways with the WWF in January 2001. I'm not going to sit here behind my computer and call Joe E. Legend's tenure in the Federation dreadful. No, not when miserable was the actual word he used. I can't blame Joe. If I had been stuck with this crappy rumor monger gimmick, I'd have shot the messenger myself. And that was Joe E. Legend's gimmick in the WWF as Just Joe. So yeah,
oh God, dude.
A little background on Mr. Joe E. Legend. So that was Joe E. Legend. We'll see him later in the show tonight because he has a match. But
of course he does, you know. Well, why not, you know?
But yeah, so fucking after that we get ready for the next match and we see this fucking random ass jobber looking motherfucker, and he comes out. Apparently his name is Nate Spiderweb. Not even kidding. Fucking Nate Spiderweb. And
why not?
He's getting ready to have a match, and he gets in the ring, and all of a sudden someone blindsides him and starts beating the fuck out of him, and we're trying to figure out who the fuck is beating the fuck out of this guy. And Jeremy Borash is like, he's like, oh, that's Perry Saturn, that's Perry Saturn. And I was like, why is fucking Perry Saturn in the WWA? Why? And he beats the absolute shit out of this guy and hits him with a nasty looking powerbomb. And then all of a sudden, Jeremy Borash is like, oh, well, we still have to announce his opponent. And so his opponent was supposed to be fucking Conan, because Conan comes out and he gets in the ring and he looks at Nate Spiderweb and just pins him, and the referee counts the 3 count and Conan wins, which makes no sense because that's not how the rules work. You have to be fucking standing for the bell to ring, but they just don't care.
I don't think they care. No, they don't care. They straight up do not care. They don't give a shit.
Fucking, and that's all we see of fucking Nate Spiderweb. But it's not the last we see of Mr. Perry Saturn, no, because we see him multiple more times throughout the night, because he is just allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants.
No, that's a part of his contract, Devin. What are you talking about? That's a part of his contract.
I know. But after this match, Conan joins the commentary team, and I guess he's just on it the rest of the show, because I don't think he ever left the commentary booth.
No, he left. He left after the fucking first, I think after 2 matches he left.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, he left.
Fucking, he goes over to the commentary, and fucking Disco Inferno and Jeremy Borash are asking him, like Disco Inferno's like, oh, Conan, how many stars, like, if you had to put this on a star rating out of 5, how many stars would you give that match that you had with Nate Spiderweb? And fucking Conan said it would be fucking like 5 stars, and fucking Disco Inferno kept saying this multiple times about like star ratings, so I think he was fucking trying to fucking diss Dave Meltzer at the time. But fucking, that's my only guess, because I don't know of anybody else that would be made fun of for fucking star ratings. So, but fucking, so Conan is on fucking commentary, and then Jeremy Borash is like, oh, well, we're gonna go backstage. And so we go backstage, and we see fucking Medeja sitting there. You might be wondering, if Medeja's there, why is Scott Steiner not there? Well, because he got signed to WWE, like I said. And I guess they just decided they didn't want to sign Medeja, so Medeja is still here.
Because just why not, you know?
And
it's not like they were fucking married. Oh wait, they were.
Yep. And so she's sitting there, just chilling, and all of a sudden Tio walks up to her and is talking about how he wants her to manage him at ringside for his match tonight, and he calls her his girlfriend, and she's like, I'm not your girlfriend. And then Puppet walks in, but he's not just Puppet. No. He's Pimp Master Puppet, and he's
no, Pimp Daddy Puppet.
Yeah, Pimp Daddy Puppet, and he walks in dressed up in a whole pimp getup, and he keeps calling Medeja a hoe, and says that he wants her to manage him at ringside so he can show her off for how much of a hoe she is. And fucking Tio gets mad and starts shoving Puppet, saying, oh, she's not a hoe, she's my girlfriend. And Medeja's saying, I'm not your girlfriend, and I'm not a hoe. And all 3 of them are arguing. And then Mike Sanders walks in, and he's like, oh, I don't know if you heard, but I'm the new commissioner of the WWA, and I decide what goes on around here, and this and that. And fucking, he's like, so you want her to manage you ringside? And Tio's like, yeah. And then he's like, and you want her to manage you ringside? And Puppet's like, hell yeah. And he calls her a hoe again, and Tio shoves him, and Mike Sanders is like, he's like, whoa, cut it out. And he's like, you know what? She's gonna manage both of you. Well, no, he said she's gonna be with both of you tonight, but as a special guest referee. And they both walk away, and then Medeja's like sitting there, and she's she's like, special referee? I'd never been a referee before. I don't know how to be a referee.
Yeah, that definitely tells.
And fucking, oh, it was so bad. And then we get a backstage shot of none other than the man himself, Jeff Jarrett, is back. And he walks into the arena and he's wearing the NWA Championship, which I'll be talking about that title on the next pay-per-view, because that title is important to what happens to the WWA title. But that being said, fucking Jeff Jarrett is walking backstage and he gets interviewed by none other than a very young Dollar Tree Taz looking Scott D'Amore. I'm not even kidding. Scott fucking D'Amore
looked like a fucking Make-A-Wish cancer patient. I'm not even gonna lie. Like he did.
And fucking like, that was like the last person I thought I was gonna see was fucking a young Scott D'Amore. And if you're watching this and you don't know who Scott D'Amore is, he recently was the fucking GM of fucking TNA, and he just fucking got fired from TNA not too long ago. But he was in TNA for a long fucking time, and fucking... So yeah, Scott fucking D'Amore was the backstage interviewer because I guess, you know, after Stevie Ray wrestled the last time, he couldn't be bothered to come back again. So, fucking...
I don't blame him.
Yeah, so I guess Scott D'Amore is the backstage interviewer, at least for this show. Fucking... And he's asking Jeff Jarrett, oh, Jeff Jarrett, why are you back? And all this, and Jeff Jarrett's like, oh, well, Mr. McManus called me on the phone and said, oh, Mr. Jarrett, you have a lot of business to handle. And he said that's why tonight I'm defending the NWA Championship against the front row Nathan Jones. You know what I just realized as well, Austin? Every fucking match that both Jeff Jarrett and Nathan Jones have had has had fucking titles at stake.
Great. Makes it even better, you know?
Because they were both in that world title tournament match. Jeff Jarrett was in the title match against Road Dogg. Nathan Jones was in the title match against Scott Steiner. Jeff Jarrett was in the title match against Brian Christopher, and they were both in this title match. Which, by the way, I find it funny how, like, the Road Dogg just never appeared again after the first pay-per-view. Just never. And then after the second one, no more fucking Juventud Guerrera or Psychosis or half the fucking people. It has just been like the roster has just gotten less and less and less as these pay-per-views go on. And apparently the next one is supposed to be like the worst one. Like that one, from what Marky D was saying, gets like so bad that they start bringing in wrestlers from TNA. So we're going to see people like Chris Sabin and shit wrestling in WWA. Right. So yeah, it gets really sad and pathetic. But we'll get to that next time. Anyways, so yeah, Jeff Jarrett announces that he's facing the front row Nathan Jones for the NWA title, and you can guess who's going to win this, because not too long after this, Nathan Jones left and got signed by WWE. So yeah, fucking that gets announced. And then I believe next was it the tag match or was it the midget match that was next?
The tag match. I remember because it felt endless.
Well, you could talk about this match.
Well, these people in this match, where you know they were scraping for the bottom of the barrel, you know they were. We get the triumphant, fucking cursed return of Norman Smiley, Mr. Big Wiggle himself.
Mm-hmm.
But
this is the first time he's been on this since the first pay-per-view, by the way.
Yeah, it is, you know, because, you know, why not? But, fucking first, we gotta get to his opponents. Because his opponents was Buff Bagwell, who I feel like has been on almost every show now. I feel bad for him.
Buff Bagwell wasn't on. I know there's one of them he wasn't on, because I remember we were like, oh, where's Buff Bagwell? I think it was Revolution that he wasn't on.
3 out of the 4 then. Cool. But still, fucking... Here is Buff Bagwell, and his tag partner is none other than Johnny Swinger.
Mm-hmm.
Kill me. Fucking end me. And then, goddamn... They're facing Norman Smiley, and Norman Smiley's tag partner, I shit you not, and I cannot stress this lightly, it's the Wall, brother! It's the Wall!
Yep.
Because why not? Why not? Why not?
But it wasn't the Wall, Austin, it was Malice. That was his name.
I don't care.
And he was a member of the Disciples of the New Church, which, if you don't know what that is, it was a faction from TNA led by Father James Mitchell, and included such people as The Wall and fucking Mike Awesome, and fucking there's so many people in it. Fucking Kazarni was in it also. It looked so terrible, bro. Like, it looked like a shit faction, and The Wall was part of it, and his name was Malice. So, I don't know why he showed up here, unless that they were that desperate that they needed The Wall to come and fucking have a tag team match.
You know what's sad?
What?
You realize one of the last things The Wall did was this, because he passed away in 2003, if you remember? You found that out in XWF, remember?
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Look, hold on. What is his fucking name? Like, his real name?
I don't know his real name. I just know The Wall. You could look up The Wall.
His name is Jerry Tweet. Hold on. Jerry Tweet. I'm trying to see when he died. It says he died of a heart attack. He died December 2003, so this was like almost exactly a year before he died.
Yeah.
His cause of death was myocardial infarction. That's what it says.
Well, I will say, this match was fucking shit. Oh my god. It was so bad. It was one of the longest matches. It felt like a fucking eternity. Goddamn. The Wall was bad. Norman Smiley was fucking atrocious. Norman Smiley is so goddamn cursed. I'm sorry. What?
I'm looking on the Wikipedia, and I think I just found out why the main event was so terrible. I'll get to it in the main event.
Great. Just great. But no, fucking... You realize how cursed Norman Smiley is? I don't think you realize. Not only does he do the big wiggle every fucking match, not only is he a hardcore wrestler that wrestles with fucking Ralphus and all this shit. You remember the first time we ever saw Norman Smiley? Do you remember?
Oh yeah, when him and Ralphus fucking... Are you talking about when him and Ralphus like were wrestling the children?
Yes! This is the first time we ever encountered anything with Norman Smiley, and it just continues to be cursed.
Oh my god.
I'll never forget that cursed moment, because it's one of the most cursed moments I've ever fucking seen on a wrestling show. And the fact that goddamn Norman Smiley was a part of it just makes him one of the most cursed people we've ever fucking seen. And I can't get over it, dude. So, fucking Norman Smiley gets kicked in the nuts after doing the big wiggle. And then fucking goddamn Buff Bagwell hits the blockbuster and shit. and then that was it. That was it. It was trash. It was ass, bro. Like
He said it was ass.
It was, bro.
Don't forget, after the match, fucking Malice got angry and started attacking Buff Bagwell, and it looked so sloppy.
Yeah.
And it looked like it wasn't fucking planned, and then they just immediately cut away from it as well. Oh my fucking god, dude, it was so bad. And fucking, I believe next was the fucking midget match, so I'll go ahead and talk about that. Fucking, so this match was so fucking cursed. It was the third match in, as Jeremy Borash calls it, the Midget Wrestling World Series, I think is what he called it. And so far, Tio and Puppet were tied 1-1. So, this match was a fight over who got to be managed by Medeja, and she was the special guest referee. And when I tell you, Medeja, maybe one of the worst referees I've ever seen in my life. She did not have a single clue what she was doing, bro. It was so awful. And first of all, Jeremy Borash said that this was a hardcore match, and they didn't do any fucking thing hardcore at all.
Can I also mention that this is the third show in a row that this match has happened?
Yeah, because Jeremy Borash said it's part of the Midget Wrestling World Series, is what he keeps saying.
I don't care. Can you get more little people wrestlers? Can you please? Can you please? I'm sure there's more. Dude, like...
apparently, according to Mike Sanders, he said all they have to do is go back to the chocolate factory, so...
Then do it, bro. Give me a fatal four-way. Give me a three-way dance. I don't care. Bro, give me a battle royal. Give me something different than just this one-on-one with these same two fucking people, bro.
But it wasn't the same match, because this time we got Pimp Daddy Puppet instead of
But
Puppet.
no, it was. It was. The same spots, the same everything, just with fucking Medeja in the goddamn ring. And she didn't know how to do her fucking job.
Yeah, but Jeremy Borash was loving every second of it. He was so hype and entertained.
Because, like I said, Devon, fucking Jeremy Borash is a fucking sexual deviant. Okay?
oh my god. Fucking... Oh, fuck. So... the match was probably the worst match that they've had. And that's saying something, because their other matches were bad and had hardcore shit. But this match was just so lame, and they were repeating like the same spots and shit, and Medeja was being a terrible referee. But I'm gonna let you talk about what happened after the match, because this was completely fucking blowing your mind what they were doing.
Because because why? Out of all the things we've seen in this fucking company, we've seen homophobia, transphobia, fucking all this fuck shit. Goddamn Scott Steiner destroying two little people after a hardcore match. The amount of Willy Wonka references I've heard on commentary every time these two fight. The bananas in pajamas, fucking, I could go on, okay? But never will I ever have thought that they would make a story out of domestic violence. Because, oh my god, fucking Perry Saturn shows up, again, beats the fuck out of Tio and Puppet, and then he fucking...
Tio won the match, by the way.
Oh yeah, Tio won the match. Who gives a fuck?
Jeremy Borash did, because he was like, "Oh, Tio."
Because he's the only one that gives a fuck. The crowd don't even give a fuck. The crowd don't even care.
Jeremy Borash thinks they care, because he tries to make this like like it's a whole fucking division and calling it a World Series and getting all excited. Like, I think either he thought people cared or he just didn't care that if they cared and just said, fuck it, I wanna book this. I wanna watch this. I don't know.
Well, I don't, dude. And it made it worse what happened after this match. Fucking Perry Saturn sat there and he takes Madeja and he keeps fucking yanking her after he cuts this promo about how he signed the contract and he's about to get some ass. And then he fucking sits there, he takes Madeja and Madeja's trying to slap him and he fucking yanks on her fucking hair. I swear to God, it seemed like a shoot the way he was fucking like throwing her around. And then he fucking forces her out of the ring after a kiss and he is yanking the fuck out of her. Like I genuinely thought that he was gonna break her fucking wrist. Like how hard he was fucking yanking, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, and to make it worse, fucking we get this backstage part where Scott D'Amore is trying to interview Perry Saturn and Madeja, and he like yanks Madeja away, and Madeja fucking yells into the mic and she's like, "Help me."
Like it's like
I'm pretty sure this is like Perry Saturn like a year after he was in WWF, I think, doing like
this is a year after Moppy, dude.
Yeah, when he was like in love with the fucking mop.
I miss Moppy. What the fuck is this shit?
Oh my god. Fucking. But it's not the last of Perry Saturn we see tonight because
oh no.
Fucking next we get the match of Mike Sanders versus Joe E. Legend, because the commissioner just needs to wrestle now all of a sudden. So
I got some things to say about this match. I got some things. Okay.
All right, take it away then.
No. Okay. There's no fucking reason this match needed to happen. For one, I don't give a fuck about Mike Sanders, and I sure as hell don't give a fuck about Joe E. Legend. You can fucking kiss my ass, all right?
Oh my god! But don't shoot the messenger because he's just Joe.
I will shoot him point blank in the face.
Oh my god!
Fucking okay. So goddamn, Mike Sanders does not know how to be a face whatsoever, because he's supposed to be the face in this instance, and he's acting like a complete asshole. 2, this match was the longest fucking match on the card.
Yeah, and the commentators kept saying like how great of a match it was too.
They were sucking Mike Sanders' dick. I bet you that it was in his fucking contract. I bet you that was in his fucking contract. There's no way. Like, the ego boost on this fucker. Dude, like, it was so fucking bad, bro. Oh, and Mike Sanders won, because who the fuck else would win, Devon? I know we didn't win. We lost every time we saw a match. Oh, and by the way, after the match, the crowning achievement, right after the match, it's just like he was thinking of this while he was kicking this guy's ass. It's just like it came to his mind when he fucking hit a Hurricane Rana. No, he sat there right after the match. He's like, oh, give me a mic. Yeah, I won, and you know what? Let's put Perry Saturn in the match with Sabu and Simon Diamond, and we're gonna make it a 3-way dance. And we're just like, why? Why? We've seen too much of Perry Saturn in this fucking show, and
he didn't stop there, Austin.
I know it doesn't stop there. I know it doesn't stop. But go ahead.
Because not only is it a 3-way dance, but Mike Sanders announced that it was going to be a no DQ hardcore match.
Because every fucking show. They have to have a hardcore match with Sabu. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't just call him Sabu. I gotta call him the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal Sabu. You see how angry this has made me? I wasn't even mad the first 3 shows. I wasn't even mad. I'm sitting here, it's the same shit, just worse. At least make it funny, bro. I can't even laugh at this. This was just pain, bro.
Jeremy Borash seemed to enjoy it.
Jeremy Borash probably enjoys so much worse things. Okay? Oh my god. What is wrong with you, Jeremy Borash? You have mental fucking issues. Mental fucking issues.
The saddest thing is that the show gets so much worse, too. It gets so much worse.
I know!
Oh.
But no, we have to have a goddamn fucking 3-way dance, and it has to be hardcore. Why? Why does it always have to be hardcore? Why does fucking Sabu always have to goddamn fucking bleed every goddamn match? He's the fucking equivalent to the modern day John Moxley. Like, why?
Well, before we got to that 3-way dance, Austin, we had a NWA title match between Jeff Jarrett and Nathan the Front Row Jones. Another rematch.
Oh, another match that we've already seen. Cool. Great.
Yeah, but it's for the NWA title this time.
It don't matter.
But Austin, Jeff Jarrett came out with My World this time.
I don't care.
And fucking Nathan Jones got fucking booed out of the fucking building. They fucking, it's so funny, bro. It's so funny. Like, Nathan Jones was like, it makes no sense when you think about it, because Nathan Jones was a heel on the first show, but Jeff Jarrett was also a heel, and then he wasn't on the second show. And then the third show, Sid Vicious tried to get Nathan Jones over as a face because they were in Australia and they fucking still booed him. And then now...
See, that's the funny thing. The first show they were in Australia too. So why the fuck, what was the point? Bro, there's no fucking point. There's just no fucking point. There's actually no fucking point to any of this. Like,
I'm still confused why they call him the front row, because he has nothing to do with the front row. He doesn't even go near the front row.
Dude. You couldn't even see the front row in this fucking goddamn stadium that they were in. Yeah. It wasn't even a stadium, it looked like a fucking school, bro.
I'm pretty sure, from what I remember Marky D saying, I think he said it's the fact that, like, the fucking crowds were getting, like, so small that they make, like, the reason, like, why the crowd is so, like, dark when the show's going on is because they didn't want people to see how fucking empty it was.
It's bad for the eyes, I will tell you. It's terrible for the eyes. If you fucking don't believe me, look up the full shows on YouTube. It's terrible for the eyes, because not only is it VHS quality because somebody ripped this from their fucking VHS, but no, it's like the crowd is like pitch black, and fucking the ring is the only thing that's like spotlighted, and it's got white lights, but it's so fucking distorted and in such bad quality, it looks so goddamn blue that it hurts your fucking eyes. Oh my god. It was the worst experience I've ever had watching a wrestling show.
My god.
Genuinely. Like, I'll say what I want about AEW. At least it doesn't fucking hurt my eyes. God damn.
So, we get this match between Jeff Jarrett and Nathan the Front Row Jones for the NWA Championship, and it was basically just more or less the same match they had before, except I don't know, from what I could gather here, Jeff Jarrett was the heel, and I think Nathan Jones was a face, but you couldn't tell because every time Nathan Jones did something, he was getting booed out of the building, and every time Jeff Jarrett did something, he was getting fucking cheered loudly.
Because they can't get the fucking message. Nobody likes Nathan Jones. Nobody likes him.
Well, this is I'm pretty
Jason
sure
Statham has more personality.
I'm pretty sure this is the last time we see Nathan Jones. So
Fucking good.
Are you ever gonna do a career video on Nathan Jones' WWE run?
Fuck
Austin?
no.
Because I don't think it was very long.
That would bore me. Dude, at least with Kazarni. At least with fucking Kazarni. That was at least... It was confusing. What the fuck was Nathan Jones? Ooh, I hit people. Like, oh, wow, that's real intriguing.
But you're supposed to be invested in him because Jeremy Borash said, oh, he's a former world's strongest man and a power lifter and this and that.
Cool.
But Jeremy Borash was trying to hype him up like he's a fucking badass. Oh, 7 foot, 300 pounds, world's strongest man, kickboxer, fucking weightlifter. Fucking, he's talking about, one thing he said was, when Nathan Jones is coming at you, two things are going to happen. Either you move out of the way or you're getting knocked down.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have the same erection that Jeremy Borash has when he sees fucking Nathan Jones. I'm sorry.
What do you think he gets a bigger erection for, Nathan Jones or the fucking midget World Series?
The World Series.
Oh my god. He said,
you can't tell me he doesn't.
Now. These are midgets wrestling right now.
That's what I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you. I knew it as soon as he brought this stuff in. I knew he was a sexual deviant. That he's got to have a fetish for that shit. He's got to. He's fucking got to. You can't deny now. Like you were saying, oh, I don't know if it's a fetish. It's gotta be a fucking fetish, dude. I can't stress this enough, dude. Dude, it was so bad. But yeah, back to the front row, Nathan Jones. Fucking sucked. All this shit sucked, bro. It sucked so much dick, dude.
Well, in the end of it, Jeff Jarrett won by hitting Nathan Jones in the face with the guitar, and he retains the NWA title. Yep.
Same way it ended last time.
That wouldn't be the last we see of Jeff Jarrett on this night, though. But fucking, I'm gonna let you handle this match because it's time to talk about the three-way dance hardcore match, and I know you love this match.
This match was pain. It was long. It was hell. It was hell.
I'm pretty sure it was the longest match on the show, wasn't it? Or was it the Mike Sanders match? It was
second longest. Okay. Second longest. Fucking, it felt longer. It fucking felt longer. Dude, so we have goddamn... First we have Simon Diamond coming out. And... boy, do I have a problem with this match, okay? I have many problems. But Simon Diamond comes out and he's like, oh, Simon has a problem. You have problems in general for fucking signing with WWA.
Oh my god.
So you're right about that one. But fucking, he's talking about, oh, not only do I have to face, here we go, I have to say this spiel again, suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, Sabu, because even fucking Simon Diamond has to say, I swear to God, it's so annoying.
Don't forget also Disco Inferno demanded that he do the introductions for this match, and he said it.
That's right. Because he was like, oh, the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal, go fuck yourself, dude. I can't, bro. Oh my god.
Fuck.
And fucking goddamn Simon Diamond's like, oh, not only do I have to face him, but I have to face that tattooed freak Perry Saturn.
Perry Saturn.
Whatever, man. Whatever, man. He'd probably have more relevancy if he was related to Ryan Satin, but you know, too bad he's only known for WWA and fucking Moppy. So, it's whatever. God damn it. And
let's see what Perry Saturn did after this while you're talking about this. I'm curious.
Fucking, he's like, oh, not only is it a three-way dance, but I have to face it in a no disqualification match. And then the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu interrupts him, and he's coming out. And of course, Disco Inferno is going, the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu. Fuck off, dude. And every time on commentary, they would say, the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu. Oh, the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu hit this move. Oh, the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu hit somebody through a table. Oh, the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu hit fucking a goddamn pile driver. Oh, the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu is bleeding. Oh, the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal. It's every time. Every time, bro. I can't stress it enough. Every fucking time. You don't understand how fucking much pain I was going through every time I fucking heard it. Just say Sabu.
Oh my fucking
God. Damn. Oh my God. Like, God damn. I just can't, bro.
Don't forget, Jeremy Borash also said that the steel cage match between Sabu and Devon Storm was, and I quote, the greatest cage match he's ever seen in his life.
No, you didn't say it right, because you have to say the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu.
Okay, he said the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu versus Devon Storm in the cage match was the greatest steel cage match he's ever seen.
I hope I never see the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal Sabu again. Okay? I hope he actually is suicidal.
Well, we might have to see the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu if we ever watch any more WWE ECW, because he was there for a bit.
At least they didn't have to say the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal Sabu every time he fucking... Dude.
Oh, I remember they said it in his fucking entrance for SVR 2008, because I would hear it every time that fucking Sabu would come out. They said the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, defying Sabu.
See, as long as you just say it once for his entrance, and not every time you mention his name, oh my fucking God. Dude, it was every time. But then we get Perry Saturn, and
also
he's fucking goddamn...
the genocidal, homicidal, suicidal, defying Sabu was also in TNA as well, having Monsters Ball matches with Abyss and shit. If we ever watched that.
Yeah, he was bald.
Yep. And we also seen the suicidal, genocidal, homicidal, defying Sabu at fucking whatever AEW show it was that he showed up on for no reason.
Yeah.
Do you think the suicidal, genocidal, homicidal, defying Sabu will be inducted in the Hall of Fame one day?
Probably not with what he says on Twitter.
Jesus Christ.
Man openly on Twitter sits there and fucking, like, posts his goddamn, like, cocaine lines before he snorts them. Like, he's genuinely... he's not... I don't think he will ever be inducted in the Hall of Fame, bro. But goddamn, Perry Saturn comes out, and fucking, he's got Medeja, and somehow she changed clothes, and he's still yanking on her fucking arm. and everything. It's fucking whatever, man. And then this match was shit. They did a bunch of 3-man spots, which I didn't know were a fucking thing until this match. And fucking then goddamn fucking
on Perry Saturn's Wikipedia after he fucking got released from WCW, they don't even acknowledge that he was in WWA. They just or fucking WWF. I meant, wait, do they? Hold on. No, they they don't even acknowledge that he was in WWA before TNA. They don't even acknowledge it at all. But you can go ahead, because now I'm looking at so apparently he went to TNA after this, where he in March 2003. So I'm assuming this is the only time we're gonna see Perry Saturn.
fucking great.
He teamed with the Sandman and the Disciples of the New Church to defeat the Harris Brothers and Triple X, which was Christopher Daniels and Elix Skipper. Saturn and the Sandman formed a short-lived stable known as Team Extreme with fellow ECW alumni Just Incredible and New Jack. Saturn faced the debuting Mike Awesome, losing by disqualification. 1 week later, Saturn, New Jack, and the Sandman defeated Awesome and the New Church in a hardcore match. Saturn wrestled his final match with TNA in June 2003, defeating Kenzo Suzuki by disqualification. Oh my god. Fucking... Oh my god. So, oh wait, they do acknowledge it. It says international promotions. Immediately after leaving WWF, Saturn toured Europe with WWA in their European tour, mainly working against the suicidal, genocidal, homicidal Sabu. And then it says Saturn worked for New Japan. So this was his only appearance. So why the fuck would they sign him to a contract? And then he retired from pro wrestling in 2004 due to injury. He would then be homeless for years due to drug addiction. Returned to wrestling. He returned to wrestling in 2011. He wrestled in a promotion called AWE, and then then he retired in 2013, and that was his wrestling career. So, yeah. Apparently he suffers from long-term brain injuries as well.
Oh, damn. Shit.
Yeah. So, the whole thing about him saying that he signed a contract and he can do whatever the fuck he wants in WWA, yeah, that kind of was short-lived because he left and went to TNA. So,
you know, what a fucking debut and, like, send-off. Him just beating a woman, pretty much, and then, you know, wrestling the match. That's just great. This is great.
But please continue with this amazing three-way dance hardcore match, please. I'm so intrigued.
It was your general fucking hardcore slop and shitty fucking spots between all these guys. These guys suck in the ring, dude. No, they do. Like, man.
But
Simon
Jeremy
Diamond
Borash
deserved to be a jobber.
But Jeremy Borash gave Sabu props because he said that Sabu.
Hey, you're saying it wrong.
That he fucking wrestled on 3 WWA pay-per-views and put on the best performances, and he was trying to give him a lot of props.
Well, the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal Sabu can go suck my dick. All right. Because he did not put on the best performances. He put on the worst performances each fucking show he's been on. Alright?
Well, don't say that, Austin, because he's going to snort a bunch of cocaine and then start fucking going off on you on goddamn Twitter.
Go ahead, dude. It's never going to amount to anything else anyway. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. But this match ended when the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal Sabu ripped his pants on some SpongeBob shit and then hit a sloppy fucking moonsault with his chair and won because of course he did.
Oh, but Austin, don't forget the craziest part of the match where fucking Puppet and Tio came out.
Oh, how could I forget?
Losing your fucking mind over.
How could I fucking forget? Because legitimately, this is why. This is another reason why Jeremy Borash is a sexual deviant. Specifically towards fucking Madeja. I'm not gonna lie, specifically towards fucking Madeja. Because fucking here comes Puppet and Tio, and they're trying to save Madeja, but apparently Madeja likes Perry Saturn now. Why? Fuck if I know. She said help me earlier, so I don't fucking know.
Yeah, even Disco Inferno called it out because he was like, I don't understand why Madeja is like still out here. Couldn't she just leave if she wanted to?
Yeah, I just and fucking then Perry Saturn's kicking fucking Tio and Puppet's ass with the goddamn kendo stick, and then fucking Tio and Puppet basically no-sell it, and they spear fucking Madeja and then strip her down again the same way, the exact same way, mind you, they did last time. And fucking then Perry Saturn sits there and he fucking covers her up, takes her to the back, and leaves the fucking match because that's just how that works. That's
and don't forget
how that works.
Don't forget when she got stripped, Disco Inferno got all hot and bothered and said, "This is professional wrestling and this is how it's supposed to be," is what he said.
I just can't, bro. Fucking, I'm so glad this company, like, just destroyed itself from the inside, bro. But yeah, the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal Sabu fucking wins again.
Yep.
Kill me.
Oh my god. So it's at this point, all we have left is the main event for the WWA Championship. So we get this backstage promo with Lex Luger, and oh my god, he looks terrible. This is the last time we watched Lex Luger was in the WCW Spring Breakout 2000, where he fucking didn't he fucking wrestle Sting on that?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
my
he
god.
Did.
So that was the last time we seen him. My god, he looks so terrible. He's so out of shape. And fucking Lex Luger is fucking talking about how he gets to wrestle Sting and how it's such an honor and that he's grateful that the WWA has given him this opportunity to fight for a world championship and all this fucking shit. And says that he's gonna beat Sting, and then we get a backstage promo from Sting where fucking Sting just like he looks like he just didn't even want to fucking be there, and he's like cutting this promo about like saying how Lex Luger talks a big game, but he hasn't been relevant for like 15 years. And then Sting starts going into this weird promo talking about how his character has been built up and how, oh, Lex Luger, where's your character? Your character hasn't been built up for 15 years. It was this really weird promo. And then fucking Sting forgets his own catchphrase and said, oh, Stinger's back. And then he says, it's showtime, folks, like he's fucking in the goddamn Looney Tunes. And fucking, so then we get Lex Luger's entrance. He had a weird-ass theme song. And then we get Sting's entrance. And I shit you not, Sting's entrance, his theme music was the Revolution theme song from the Revolution pay-per-view. They have reused that song. They used it at Revolution, they used it at Eruption, and now they used it again for Retribution. Not only for Sting's entrance, but they use it for the fucking highlight reel at the end of the show as well.
Which that is like 3 minutes long, by the way. They
Yes.
took 3 minutes of their time to highlight the things that we just saw.
Yeah. But, so, we get this match for the WWA title, and by the way, fucking Lex Luger looks so terrible and out of shape, and Jeremy Borash is trying. He's trying, bro, and he's like, oh, Lex Luger's in great shape. This might be the biggest I've ever seen him. He looks absolutely jacked. I don't know if I've ever seen him so jacked.
He certainly is big, alright.
Mm-hmm. So, we get this. This was probably the worst main event in the history of WWA. That's saying something, because this match was so bad. The match starts, and they start wrestling, and then they both stop to just fucking cut promos during the match, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, why are you stopping the match? Because Lex Luger just grabs the microphone and starts talking, and then Sting gets a microphone and starts fucking talking. I'm like, bro, you're in the middle of a fucking match. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then they're fighting back and forth, and Sting goes to fucking do the Stinger Splash, and all of a sudden Jeff Jarrett appears and fucking busts Sting in the face with the fucking guitar, and then fucking Lex Luger pins Sting 1, 2, 3, and Lex Luger is the new WWA champion, and the crowd was fucking pissed, and they were booing Lex Luger out of the building, and this is like such a waste of Sting's fucking time. I don't know why he went here. I don't know how much money they offered him to come here. I don't know, but it's fucking Lex Luger is the new WWA world champion. And so the match was shit, and it was short. So, Austin, I have found out why this match was so bad. Would you like to know? Because there's a reason behind it.
Sure. Go ahead and tell me.
So, I'm going to read this here. Retribution was... Hold on, I got to burp. Excuse me. Retribution was broadcast in February 2003, so this was filmed in 2002, but it wasn't broadcasted until February 2003. The card included 9 matches and 2 title matches, but the show only ran for an hour and 45 minutes. This was 15 minutes shorter than their house show in Newcastle the night before, which only featured 6 matches. So the show had 3 more matches, but it was 15 minutes shorter. Like, how does that make any sense? This tour included an infamous dispute with a seemingly badly out of shape Lex Luger. Austin, get this. He reportedly missed house shows due to illness and refused to wrestle for more than 5 minutes in his matches. Despite being in the main event, he faced Sting for the vacant WWA title at the pay-per-view. This match was poorly received and only lasted about 7 minutes, which largely involved Luger pacing around and avoiding wrestling. Luger won the match and became champion after an interference with Jeff Jarrett. He lost the title to Sting a few days later at a house show in Switzerland. So Sting did win the title, but it was on a house show. But so yeah, that's why this match was so bad, because Lex Luger refused to wrestle more than 5 minutes because he was so out of shape and he was sick due to all these fucking steroids taking a toll on his body, bro. So they fucking literally when he went out of the ring and started doing that promo, he literally was throwing the match because he didn't fucking care. He literally threw the match, bro. He was doing anything he could to avoid wrestling. What do you think about that, Austin?
I just can't, man.
So, yeah, it ended with Lex Luger walks up the stage with the title, and then we cut to Jeremy Borash and Disco Inferno, and they're talking, and Jeremy Borash is like, "Oh, I don't know what that was all about," and Disco Inferno's like, "Oh, well, after this show, I'm gonna find out what's going on with Lex Luger and Jeff Jarrett and why they're in cahoots with each other, and Jeff Jarrett shouldn't have been out here in the first place, and he screwed Sting out of the title, and this and that, and fucking." I don't know why Disco Inferno was acting like he was so passionate about it, and then Jeremy Borash was like, "Oh, thank you for watching WWA Retribution. We'll see you next time." And fucking then we get like a 5-minute fucking highlight reel of everything on this show played to fucking the Revolution song. And then you want to tell them what you saw at the end of the taping, Austin?
Yeah, so just for you guys' information, the person who took this from VHS, like the VHS rip, apparently on that pay-per-view channel, if you guys wanted to, I actually saw the price too, it was like $20. So if you guys want to pay the low price of $20, you guys can watch Signs on that pay-per-view channel. So if you guys like some M. Night Shyamalan, you know, just kill me, you know. It's better than than this pay-per-view. I don't like that movie. I think that movie's dog shit, but I'd rather watch it than this fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah. This was actually bad, bro.
I mean, spoiler alert, the aliens in that movie die from water. So, you know, fucking saying that's better than than this shit, like, you know, that's sad. That's only a feat that Jeremy Borash could do. And that's really sad. But yeah.
Jesus Christ. So, fucking, real quick before we end this, Austin, so, do you want to know about the, Nate Spiderweb guy? Where he came from? Since we did this for Chucky?
Not particularly, but I know you're going to tell me anyway.
So, his debut was in March 1999. He was a wrestler and a semi-pro football player. He wrestled in CZW, Independent Wrestling Association Mid-South, Ring of Honor, and we're going to be seeing him again, Austin, because he wrestled in MTV's Wrestling Society X.
Fucking amazing. Why?
On April 22nd, 2008, Webb was notified that he made the roster of the Indianapolis Mustangs, a semi-professional football team. He also worked as the announcer and referee on the Spike TV show Half Pint Brawler. No, that's the show that Puppet and Tio were on. He was the announcer and referee.
Great.
Oh, why does it all have to connect, bro? Why? Oh my god. So his finishers are the Soylent Green, which is a overhead gut wrench backbreaker, the Soylent Green 2, which is a over the shoulder lift dropped into a inverted DDT, and the Spider Drop, which is a diving somersault leg drop. His signature moves are the Arachnid Kick, which is a jumping corkscrew roundhouse kick, the Fang, which is a corner-to-corner moonsault drop kick, half Nelson transitioned into reverse STO, elevator drop chair salt press, moonsaults, which is a moonsault sometimes while holding a chair or a ladder underneath himself, Nebraskan tumbleweed, which is a rolling senton to an opponent seated in the corner, a somersault tope, and whirligig, which is a standing corkscrew somersault senton. And he won the CZW World Tag Team titles. He won the IWA East Coast Championship, the IWA Mid-South Light Heavyweight title twice, the NWA Indiana Heavyweight Championship once, the New Wrestling Association Cruiserweight Championship and World Championship. PWI ranked him number 310 of the top 500 single wrestlers in PWI 500 in 2009. And he won the World Championship in a company called Wild Championship Wrestling Outlaws. And that is all the information I can find about Mr. Nate Spiderweb. Fucking Jesus Christ, man. Yikes. So, any closing thoughts on this pay-per-view, Austin? Any closing thoughts on the Retribution, which I'm pretty sure they spelled it wrong?
Fuck it.
Oh my god. Well, that was the WWA's Retribution, which means we have one final WWA pay-per-view left. The final WWA show before it all ended and the company went under. It is called WWA The Reckoning from May 25th, 2003 is the next one. And is the last one. So, are you excited to get to this last pay-per-view, Austin?
I'm excited for it to be fucking over.
Oh, man. Well, that was the Retribution, and next we are going to be getting into WWA The Reckoning, the finale of WWA.